Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Thursday, November 16th, 2023. And we begin with a fiery reason to look to the skies. This weekend, the annual Leonid meteor shower is scheduled to peak. The shower is visible from most places in the world, and this year the viewing conditions will be especially good because there will be very little moonlight to compete with the sky show. Scientists predict you'll be able to see 10 to 15 meteors per hour just after midnight early Saturday morning. The Leonid meteor shower occurs when Earth moves through the dust that trails behind a comet named Tempel-Tuttle, and that debris ends up falling into our atmosphere. Not to worry, though, it all burns up before it hits the ground. Dogs are known as man's best friend, but for one Texas teen, his border collie was quite literally a lifesaver. The dog awakened his parents early one recent morning, seemingly wanting to go for a walk. But instead of heading for the backyard, the dog began clawing at their 17-year-old son's closed bedroom door. Turns out the boy was having a stroke. After complaining of a headache the day before, he'd gone to bed, only to wake up the next morning unable to move his arm. He fell over, and that's when Axel, the family dog, started barking frantically. A doctor later said a blood vessel had burst, cutting off the blood supply to the boy's brain. Had Axel not been so insistent, the doctor noted, the teen could have ended up with lifelong challenges. The young man has since regained most of his physical abilities and is hoping to start college next year. And now a story that will surely perk up the ears and interest of Elon Musk. Chinese scientists have invented an AI robot that can make oxygen out of rocks on Mars. The robot reportedly analyzed minerals known to be in Martian meteorites, came up with the chemicals it needed to make oxygen from them, and did it all by itself. Why is this important? Because if we want to colonize the red planet, as Elon Musk hopes, making oxygen on Mars would be cheaper and easier than sending it from Earth. According to the company's own press release, the AI robot did in 2 months what it would have taken a human 2,000 years to carry out. The Granite State just thumbed its nose at the presidential election calendar. For more than 100 years, New Hampshire has prided itself on holding the first primary election in the country. And since 1975, the state has had a law on the books requiring it to be held before any other. That tradition and that law was thrown into doubt earlier this year when the Democratic National Committee stripped New Hampshire of its coveted spot and gave it to South Carolina, citing the southern state's higher diversity of voters. At the time, New Hampshire's Republican governor announced, "We're going first, whether they like it or not." And now it's official. Yesterday, the state announced that its primary date will be January 23rd, 10 days before South Carolina. Why does it matter? Early primary elections help give candidates important momentum at the start of the campaign season. It was an emotional journey the passengers and crew won't soon forget. After working for American Airlines for 32 years, pilot Jeff Fell gave everyone on his final flight a teary farewell that's going viral online. Captain Fell stood at the front of the cabin and welcomed everyone on board, then announced that this was the last leg of his long career. A flight attendant recorded the whole event on his phone, including the moment when Captain Fell introduced his family sitting at the back of the plane. He fought back tears as he thanked everybody for celebrating the memorable moment with him. The video's been uploaded on TikTok and viewed more than 3 million times. Among the online comments, 32 years of safe landings. God bless him and all pilots. Still to come, they may never win any Grammys, but some football players have become singing stars for a really good cause. But first, we want to say happy 11th birthday a few days early to Christian Mizzo from McLean, Virginia. When he's not gaming with friends, rocking it out on the drums, or scoring touchdowns in flag football, we're told he's busy being a kind and loving son and brother to his 4 sisters. Christian, your mom, dad, Kata, Kiara, Gia, and Gabby love you so much and wish you the happiest birthday yet. Now, today's KidNuz quiz. What event has scientists telling people to look to the skies this weekend? The Leonid meteor shower. A family's dog alerted parents that their son was in danger. What was wrong? he was having a stroke. Chinese scientists are excited because they used an AI robot to make what substance out of Martian rocks? Oxygen. What state just reclaimed its first-in-the-nation primary spot? New Hampshire. In today's KidNuz Kicker, move over, Mariah Carey. You might have some competition from the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right. Offensive linemen Jason Kelce, Lane Johnson, and Jordan Mailata are set to release their second Christmas album. The trio is fronting such popular songs as Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas and All I Want for Christmas Is You, making a guest appearance for a duet with his brother, Travis Kelce of the Chiefs. Some tracks, such as Jordan Mailata singing This Christmas with Philadelphia native Patti LaBelle, have already been released. The proceeds will go to the Children's Crisis Treatment Center and Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. The linemen released their first Christmas album last year, and it raised $1.25 million. Before we go, thanks again to the Mizzo family of McLean, Virginia, for underwriting today's quiz. An early birthday shout-out to Christian, and a big hello to his 4 wonderful sisters. And we need to recognize our KidNuz classroom, starting with Mrs. Campbell, one of our very own KidNuz teacher ambassadors from Kingsville, Maryland. She wants her Eagles from St. Stephen's School to continue soaring and have a great year. Go Eagles! Mrs. McGinnis and Mrs. Fosman and their Myers Tigers at Myers in Grand Blanc, Michigan. And Mrs. Velasquez and her Panthers at John J. Doyle in Porterville, California. Thanks for listening. Please consider a contribution to our Fund the Future of Journalism campaign, and we'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.